Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Tuesday, October 7th, 2008. This morning I'd like to go through the last step of the Seaside tutorial, which isn't so much Seaside as how in Cincom Smalltalk do I save the work I've done so far. Well, there are a couple of different ways of doing this, and they all have pros and cons depending on what you want to do. One thing you can do is this. Pull down the File menu and hit Save Image As. Now, I've already saved this image, which is why up here you see sblog. I've saved it under that name. But if you hadn't done that, always use Save Image As. Do not save it to the default visual.im. Save it to a new image name. So pull that down, select an image name, and then save. That's one way of doing it. That'll save the image in the exact state it's left in. Now, the disadvantage of this is if you have artifacts from development, things that are hanging around that shouldn't be, mistakes you've made, and so on, those aren't things you want to deploy. They are also not things you necessarily want in a stable, just development environment. So there are a couple other ways you could go about this. If I open a browser, I can select my package, which is down here, and I can right-click, and one of the options is File Out Package. So I can file out the entire package, and it'll give me a dialog box. It'll give me the default name, and I can say, yes, sure, go ahead, save that. And this already exists, so I'm going to overwrite it. And that demonstrates one major issue with this already. If I save it to that name and I just let it keep doing that, I don't have any version history. Additionally, I don't have any prerequisites set. This little package depends, of course, on the entire Seaside package. So if I have it in that file out format, it will not bring that prerequisite in. So again, there's a couple of other things I can do. I can come here to save the parcel. So I can publish it as a parcel, but I haven't set prerequisites. What I want to do there is go here to this tab under Properties, Deployment Prerequisites, and hit Compute Prerequisites. Notice it picks up Seaside. I can hit Apply. I can then go to Development Prerequisites and say just copy the deployment and apply. And now I can publish that as a parcel. And republish is one you want to hit because otherwise you could lose source code. The reason that's there is that if I'm saving a parcel, and the way this works is that the source code pointers from your image are looking at the parcel source file, the .pst. If I don't hit republish and then I start this image again after having published the parcel over again, I could have all my source destroyed. So you want to hit republish. But this also demonstrates one of the dangers of bringing in code this way. So there's a final thing I want to do. So let me first do this in my image. I'm going to import my repositories. And that'll allow me to connect to a local store repository. So I'm going to do that. That's a local Postgres I've installed. I've done a screencast on setting up stores, so I'm not going to go through that whole exercise now. I will refer you back to the Smalltalk Daily main page and tell you, go ahead and look at how I did that. So let's connect. Having connected, I can now go ahead and do a publish. And now it'll pop up a dialog. Now I haven't published before, so it's going to offer me 1.0. I'm going to put in here initial publish and hit publish, and it'll go ahead and push that into my repository. And now as I make changes to this, well, one thing you'll notice is this now comes up as not unchanged. The little warning here is telling me I don't have a comment. But I now have version history. So as I move this forward, I will have full version history, assuming that I keep publishing this. And I don't have to worry about losing source code. I don't have to worry about not having prerequisites set. All that'll be taken care of for me. So those are pretty much the options you have in Cincom Smalltalk for saving work. And that pretty much wraps up both today's Smalltalk Daily and the Seaside tutorial, which is not to say that there's not more to learn about Seaside. That's about as far as we're going to take this example. So to learn more, just start playing with Seaside, get on to the Seaside Vimeo group, join the IRC channel for Smalltalk and ask questions, and of course, just continue to have fun with Smalltalk.